Okay, so I use like the Anastasia dip brow, and then also the brush that goes with it. And I'll just start doing it. So first what I do is I start just a little bit past the bottom of my brow. And I just make a straight line back to my arch. And I keep my eyebrows plucked to the shape I want them, so it's really just me filling in, like basically tracing it. Now, once I get to my arch, I curve it just a little, like that. And then I make a straight line out. Like, do not curve it, just straight line out from the curve that you just made in your arch. And you can really drag it however far, because we'll fix it in the end. Now, to do the top of my brow, I just start, instead of starting out here like I did at the bottom, I start inwards. So like just a little bit in where the brow already is started, like about here. Then lift up the arch again. And then I just do a straight line that just connects it straight down to the other line. Like that. And usually I thicken up this arch, so I go a little bit above the line I drew and just keep retracing it until it's thick enough for me. And usually I keep getting it thick enough until I can connect the lines straight to the bottom of the brow that I just drew. Like that. I might thicken up the bottom line a little because it's looking kind of thin. But I don't thicken up this whole line, just the arch. And once I have it to the shape that I want it, and even if you mess up, it's okay because concealer will erase it. Once I have it to how I want it, I just fill it in all the way up till about halfway to my brow. Fill it in dark. Make sure the lines are straight. Now, once I get to about right near the top where I started the top of the brow, I stop filling it in dark like that. And in order to get the fade, what you have to do is the closer that you get to the front of your brow, the more you want to turn your brush. So back here it's sideways. When I get about right here, I start angling it. And then when you get to the front of your brow, you want to do upwards brush strokes. Just a little, like that. And then sometimes I make the bottom part a little darker just to help get rid of that line. Now I take the other end of the brush and just brush it upwards. Just blend it in. And it doesn't matter if you go, like if you blend it above like this and then you have stuff up here, because the concealer will fix it. And I just brush the back a little to blend it in, but I don't try to get rid of any of the color. Now I'll probably go over the bottom of the line and the back one more time, just to help the shape. Now that I have like the basic shape, what I'm gonna do is go in with concealer. And this is the part that like really gets the brow to look sharp and everything. Let me find my brush. Here. So the concealer brush that I use is angled. It's kind of flat and angled, like it's not bristly. It looks like this. And to put on the concealer, I just kind of choose a space on my face and just take the concealer. I use Shape Tape, Tarte Shape Tape, and just stick it somewhere on my face, like anywhere really. And I usually get a lot of it. Now, I just stick the brush in here and I make sure to coat both sides. And I put it on my face because it kind of warms it up and makes it easier to blend. And also I can control how much product is on the brush so it's not too clumpy and it doesn't get everywhere all over the brow. Now, to conceal, I just do the same thing as before. I go out a little bit past the brow and I just keep that line straight, like so, and just follow the curve that I drew. I need to put more concealer on this. Yeah, you just follow the curve, and when you get down to this arch and you've curved it, go straight out. Do not curve. And I usually drag it out past the brow. Now when you get to the top, this is where you can really start to control the shape that you want. You follow this straight out. And the concealer kind of works as an eraser. So if, say, you want the arch to be skinnier, you just go a little lower than where you drew it the first time. And this concealer will erase the marks that you already have on there. So I go straight down again at the curve, and this is gonna connect to the other. But I want that brow to be skinnier, so I just go a little bit lower, like that. There we go, we're almost there. And basically the concealer will act as an eraser for the brow, but if you go too low and decide you want it to be thicker again, the brow stuff will also get rid of the concealer. Like, it works both ways. So I can dip back into the brow dip and just re-thicken it again. There, see how that works? So I wanted to find the arch a little bit more again, like that. And I'll probably make the end of the tail just a little bit skinnier as well. So dip in. Like, I use this side of the brow to do the bottom, and then I flip it and use this side of the brush to do the top, just because of the way that it's angled. Just keep that straight and go over. That's probably the shape I want. Now, if you notice, there's like a lot of clumped up concealer around the edges. So what I do is take this and stick it right on that line and just drag it down to blend it away from your eyebrow. And I always use the concealer as a base for my eyeshadow, so it's kind of convenient to just be able to drag it down and then fill it out like that. But I'll probably not do the eyeshadow right now. So just drag it straight down. Don't touch your brows if you have them the shape that you want them. And then do the same thing for the top, except drag it upwards like this. And then after you have it like good and away from your brows. Oh, I touched it, sorry. Just fix that touch I did. There. Blend away that line I just did. There we go. But after you have it away from your brows, you just take a beauty blender and just buff that away. Like even the line that I just did, like where I had on my concealer, I buffed that away. Sometimes I put it down here, sometimes I put it on the tip of my nose. But if it's too much, you can wipe it away with a towel, but usually I just kind of buff it in and then put my foundation over it. And after I've got it all concealed and got it the shape I want it, I might go in and just redefine the end of the brow or whatever. But at this point, it's mostly just touch-ups because it's pretty done. Like it in here. If you want this tail to be sharper, you just set the brush directly in the middle of the brow and pull it straight out. Like that. And it's not really changing much at this point, so that's the finished brow.